Parenting isn't a science. There's no evidence review in the world that can show that criminalising innocent parents for tapping their tots on the bum is going to improve those kids' life chances. I imagine that the kids' life chances will get a lot worse if their parents get prosecuted. It is about criminalising. I mean, I was fascinated that Andrew said it's not about criminalising. I've been campaigning on this for years, and you always hear that. In Scotland, the day that law changed, the government issued guidance which says if you see a parent smack a child, dial 999. The police have no discretion, and the parent can be prosecuted. So it is most definitely about criminalising parents. And as I said, the point is that abuse of children, of course, is already illegal. The reasonable chastisement defence, by definition, only protects parents who do reasonable things. If they do an unreasonable thing, it's already unlawful. So you are expressly setting out to criminalise what the law and the courts would regard as reasonable behaviour.
And that reasonable punishment, that's never leaving a mark. Is that the point?
That's right. The CPS guidance is very clear. If you do anything that leaves more than transient reddening of the skin, it's already illegal. So if a parent or anybody else leaves a mark of any kind on a child, it's already illegal. So again, by definition, what we're talking about here is the mum who taps the tot on the bum at Granny's house because she won't stop reaching for the electrical plugs or whatever.
That example gets used by everyone, which I do understand. But I just wonder whether stopping a child from killing themselves by doing something very, very mild is always going to be set up as that. Clearly one is much better than the other in terms of an outcome. Well, so who would possibly care? But let's get another example. Is not a mum is annoyed or a dad is annoyed because the child won't stop moaning and moaning and moaning. Tensions become high and they hit the child. They don't leave a mark, but they hit the child. That's not stopping stopping them saving their life. I think the saving their life one is a red herring because everyone would expect save the child's life. That's fine.
No. That's not fair. Look, let's take your example head on. So the question I put to you is: in that situation, that's terrible parenting. You should never smack a child in anger. You should never.
But people do.
Ask you. Yes, but let me ask you. So the child has not been physically harmed in any way. And by the way, these research claims that smacking teaches children violence and ruins their life's chances, it's just rubbish. It's activist research. We've seen it. It gets re-released, rehashed every 6 months.
But it's intuitively true, isn't it? If you hit a child, you are implicitly saying to that child, it's acceptable to hit them.
83% of adults were smacked as children. Are you telling me that they are all violent because they're smacked as children? What I'm saying is it's just counterintuitive, all of this. Yeah, I mean, parents will say to their kid, they'll ground them, okay? Does that teach adults to imprison other adults? No, of course it doesn't, because it doesn't work like that. The relationship between parents and their children is unique. They do things and need to do things in relation to their own children, just simply to bring them up well and to keep them safe. Now, let me give you an example that the Welsh Parliament discussed a few years ago. When the Welsh government was against banning smacking, before they changed their minds, the children minister explained that changing the law in the way that this report calls for would mean that a mother who picks up an uncooperative, screaming toddler and fastens them into a car seat against their will would be breaking the law. That's the Welsh government's own example of what the law change means. People just think that's crazy. We should trust parents. We should stop demonizing parents. We should just quit with this tyranny of the so-called experts. Look, if you don't like smacking, tell me why you don't like smacking, but don't use the criminal law to punish people who take a different view from you.